Today, we're walking through one of the most complete container home builds you'll ever see. From bare ground to a fully finished modern house, every single step is covered, so let's get into it. Before a single container touches this property, the ground gets serious attention. The foundation system here uses techno-pure screw piles, long helical steel shafts that drill straight into the earth without any concrete pouring or excavation mess. They lock into stable soil layers deep below the surface, giving the entire structure a reliable, long-lasting base. The shipping containers roll onto the site after passing full transportation and safety checks. These are serious steel boxes, each one weighing several tons, so nothing about moving them is casual. A heavy-duty crane takes over, lifting each container slowly into position. The operator works carefully to maintain perfect balance throughout every lift. One by one, the containers land directly on top of those screw pile heads with impressive precision. Four containers become one structure here. And that process starts with the GYSMI 160P welder. The team runs clean, controlled welds along every joint where the containers meet. Temperature is monitored throughout because overheating distorts steel and weakens the bond. Once the welding is complete, butyl sealing tape goes over every weld line, a tough, flexible material that seals out water and protects the joints from the elements for years to come. Opening up the interior is where the real transformation begins. Angle grinders cut through the steel walls to connect the individual containers into one flowing living space. The team marks every cut line carefully, checking structural load paths before the sparks fly. Thick steel sections come away slowly, keeping edges clean and controlled. Safety gear stays on throughout. This phase produces heat, noise, and metal fragments that demand full protection. Before any coating goes on, every surface gets sandblasted. The process strips rust, old paint, and surface contamination down to bare, roughened metal. That texture matters. It gives primer and top coat something solid to grip. Skipping this step would mean paint peeling within a few years. Here, it's done right the first time. OSB boards are prepared as the main framing base for the window and door openings. Laser marks define the exact cut lines on the container walls, so nothing is guesswork. Once the openings are cut, 4 by 4 centimeter steel tubes 3 millimeters thick are welded around every edge to reinforce what the cutting removed. These steel frames restore structural strength and give the window installation a solid, gap-free surface to anchor into. Breathable waterproof membranes wrap over the OSB frames next, keeping moisture out while allowing vapor to escape. A detail that protects the wall assembly for the long run. UPVC windows and doors drop into those reinforced openings with a clean, precise fit. This material is a strong choice for a home. It insulates well against heat and cold, deadens outside noise, and requires almost zero maintenance over its lifetime. For a mature homeowner who wants comfort without constant upkeep, UPVC delivers. A full timber frame goes up around the outside of the steel containers. Vertical wooden studs run closely along every exterior wall, and additional framing extends above the roofline to shape the future roof structure. This outer skeleton does something clever. It creates a cavity between the steel and the cladding, where thick insulation can live without eating into interior space. The containers keep their full interior volume. The timber also provides clean, stable fixing points for whatever exterior finish comes later. If you are enjoying this build, make sure to subscribe to Lord Gizmo for more projects like this one. Also worth checking out is Julian Malara's channel. He's the man behind this entire build, and it took him 600 days to bring it from bare ground to a finished home. That kind of dedication deserves a follow. The roof gets filled with cellulose insulation. A material made from recycled paper fibers that performs surprisingly well in residential construction. It resists heat transfer, absorbs sound effectively, and slows the spread of fire due to its dense, compact structure. For homeowners focused on sustainability, cellulose scores high. It's one of the most eco-conscious insulation options available today. Over the insulation, A layer of EPDM membrane seals the roof against everything the weather throws at it. This rubber-based material flexes with temperature changes instead of cracking, handles UV exposure without degrading, and sheds rain and standing water without effort. It's lightweight, so it adds no meaningful load to the structure, just clean, durable protection. The exterior walls receive wood fiber insulation boards. This natural material handles thermal performance and breathability at the same time, two qualities that are hard to get from a single product. It adapts to minor surface irregularities, eliminating the air gaps that create thermal bridges. A weather membrane installs on the outside face, blocking wind-driven rain and moisture from ever reaching the insulation layer behind it. Inside the containers, the raw steel walls get sanded and cleaned before any paint touches the surface. A rust-proof solvent-based primer goes on first, applied with an airless sprayer at the correct dilution ratio for even coverage. After the primer cures fully, 2 coats of water-based white top coat follow. Each pass overlapping the last to build a smooth, consistent finish across every wall. The plumbing system runs in 2 separate networks. Hot and cold supply lines are routed through the structure using a multi-layer pipe system built for long-term reliability. The PVC drainage network handles all wastewater. Kitchen, bathroom, and toilet lines are positioned with the correct slope, so gravity does the work without any blockages. Every connection is checked and prepared before a single fixture goes in. The floor build starts with a moisture barrier fabric laid across the entire subfloor to stop rising humidity before it causes damage. Duracell leveling compound goes down next, smoothing out any surface variation. Then, 10-centimeter polyurethane panels cover the full floor area, cut precisely around every edge and obstacle. All joints between panels are sealed with airtight construction tape, creating one continuous insulated layer with no weak points. The electrical installation follows NFC 15-100 standards, the benchmark for residential wiring safety in this type of build. Differential breakers and circuit breakers are sized and connected before grounding is finalized. Pre-wired conduits travel through dedicated insulation trenches to reach every room and circuit. The interior distribution panel ties directly to the roadside utility cabinet and waits for inspection approval before the system goes live.
Heating, cooling, and ventilation all come from one unit, the Aldes T1, a compact air-to-air system designed specifically for high-performance homes. It handles every climate function with smart controls that optimize airflow and minimize energy use. Filtered, clean air moves through the house continuously, and temperature and humidity stay consistent across every room without separate systems fighting each other. Vertical timber cladding goes onto the outer walls, chosen specifically because vertical lines make the house read as taller and more refined. Battens install first to create an even ventilated support layer. The boards fix onto those battens, allowing rainwater to run cleanly down and away from the surface. That air gap behind the cladding keeps the wood drier, prevents condensation, and significantly extends the life of the material. A 43 square meter wooden terrace extends the living space outdoors, built on ecological screw foundations instead of a concrete slab. The piles go in quickly with no excavation and minimal ground disturbance. The timber frame assembles on top and treated deck boards complete the surface. Durable, natural, and built to handle outdoor conditions year after year. It connects the house to the garden and gives the whole property a welcoming, finished feel. Powder-coated steel coping installs along the parapet at the roof edge, protecting the top of the wall from water infiltration and UV exposure. The coated finish resists rust and weathering without fading, and the clean lines it creates give the roofline a sharp, architectural look. The timber cladding receives a final protective wood coating, penetrating deep into the surface to strengthen the fibers against daily moisture and sun exposure. Every board gets even, consistent coverage, so the entire facade ages uniformly. The finished house carries no resemblance to the steel boxes it started as. Every square foot is used with purpose. The layout is open, the materials are high quality, and the design feels genuinely comfortable, not experimental. It's proof that container construction, done properly, produces a house that stands alongside any conventional build. Solar panels complete the picture, pushing this home into true energy-independent territory. That's the full build right here on Lord Gizmo. If you want to see more projects like this one, hit subscribe and stay with us. There's plenty more coming.